Hello, welcome to Dubai Watch Week with the first video of the show. I'm here with Felix Baumgartner from URWERK and Mathieu Haverland from Ulysse Nardin.
Marco.
Talking about a crazy piece which surprised me a lot this year. Huh? So guys, congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Felix.
I feel like I'm part of this, it's good. You are releasing a watch together this year, which again, for a collector and a lover of both brands, it's incredible to see this watch even happen. Like when I heard about it, I couldn't believe it. When I saw it, I was stunned. So today I want to basically show the people watching and also talk to you guys how this come to be. What was the initial spark, the initial conversation?
You know, so from my side, it's really like a dream becoming true, because my respect is extremely high for Ulysse Nardin. Actually, it started with my father, which restores clocks, who introduced me into shipped chronometers, chronomètres de marine. And the most beautiful and the best ones came from Ulysse Nardin at the time. So for me, it's really like the top, you know. And I've never imagined and dreamed of that one day I can be sitting on the same couch and even creating an incredible product together.
Yeah. And I think at the end, you know, we'll dive into the product, but the story of that watch goes way back. You know, maybe about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
You remember that, you know, at the end of the 90s, watchmaking was still very much traditional, right? Watches were designed in very much the same way. And you had a few crazy pioneers that wanted to, you know, respect the past, but also challenge a little bit the statu quo. And a few brands, obviously, including URWERK and Ulysse Nardin with the Freak, change, I believe, the course of watchmaking from that point. And for UN, we have a big anniversary next year, which is the 25th anniversary of the Freak. And when we started about 4 years ago to initiate discussion, we had that in mind. And because we never collaborated with another watchmaker before, it came quite naturally that URWERK would be the fit.
And for you, like Matthew said, you started around the time when the Freak was born. Do you remember maybe the moment when you saw the Freak?
So, you know, it was for us like a confirmation of like to be a rebel, but in the same time to respect the tradition, but build on top of the tradition. And this is what actually URWERK does since 1997. So we started to present actually the first satellite collection, complication, indication in 97, so 28 years ago. And we were quite alone. We were alone in the space. No other watchmakers were there, because most of them, they still did perpetual calendars, tourbillons, chronographs, so really very traditional complications.
Yeah, classical, yeah.
And we were looking into a new area of high-end watchmaking, like new emotions, new values, new materials. And then suddenly, 2001, the Freak was announced. I was kind of, that's really incredible, this kind of stamp, you know. We get like a stamp of a well-known, traditional, strong and important, and I was always, as I said before, super respectful to Ulysse Nardin, and it was a big moment.
So guys, as an outsider and a collector and somebody who sees, you know, watches launch everywhere in person, also online, what was the initial spark? You know, because we as collectors always want to know, like, who was it, where, why? Because stuff like this doesn't happen.
You know, there is a person in Singapore, quite known, Michael Tay actually.
Yeah.
Which is a central figure for independent watchmaking. His role over the last 20 years in independent watchmaking is really central, monumental. So he really helps to build and to give understanding and education, but also he creates contacts between the watchmakers and the brands who are at this thinking and this nature of being independent. And during one of these dinners he organizes 4 years ago, actually we met with Ulysse Nardin together, and it was kind of a really extremely blooming moment where we had like a moment, like bingo, you know, because we are in space, we are actually inspired at URWERK for sci-fi, and you are actually inspired from the real space, the stars and the marine.
Yeah.
And somehow this kind of real and unreal world to fit together was kind of very challenging and very inspiring, I think, for the two of us. So then we started to think, okay, but Actually, it started with the Freak and the Satellite collection, and actually both are independent ways to show the time in a different way.
Yeah. From a similar era.
Exactly. So what could we do if we combine these two crazy new ideas of indicating the time? What happens? So this was the first dinner, the first start, and then we went further with our engineers. And for sure, our brainstorming and ideas and creating.
Awesome. Let's go through the watch. Like, what are we looking at here?
We had a base which was the case of the Freak 1 that won the GPHG iconic award back in 2003. One of the most important challenge was to combine actually the wandering hours of URWERK, the satellite display for the hours, with a Freak. And for a Freak, you need to have a carousel. And in that case, to be able to fit a carousel with the wandering hours, we had to center the carousel, which probably from a mechanical standpoint has been the biggest challenge. But in the end, what do you have in terms of mechanism? You've got the UN 241. It's a fully newly developed in-house caliber. It's a 3-hour carousel with the wandering hours of URWERK. We had to develop more than 150 new components that were not existing in the URWERK, I would say, caliber portfolio, and not existing on the UN side too.
Yeah. Out of 260, or basically you have what is used usually with the Freak.
Absolutely.
So there are 150 which had to be transformed and adapted to actually be able to carry the carousel on top of your Freak. And this is so nice, this mariage, as we call it in French, between the movement and the carousel on top. What I explained to the collector since 28 years, that when we have a carousel, instead of hands, we have to move parts and the whole mechanism which weighs 150 times heavier than standard hands. Normally with a normal hand watch, you have just a minute and the hour and the second hand, which are a certain weight, but 150 times to 180 times lighter than our satellite carousel. On top, you have actually the movement and the carousel Freak. You have the movement of Freak. So on top of that,
thing,
So I haven't calculated how many times heavier it is like hands, but it's just beautiful how finally it worked out and how smooth it's running. It's really a marvel. And actually, the Freak movement and functioning of the Freak demands a specific design of case. So we had really to respect somehow this existing mechanism, case in case.
Yeah, we call it the puck.
So we have really to respect that, and for sure that was then more on the side of Ulysse Nardin. And when you look right into the center of the watch, then you see the carousel. So there you see this amalgam, this fusion of the two companies, and really extremely proud and happy about the result.
Oh, it's beautiful. With the silicone hairspring as well, right?
Yes, I mean you've got a lot of high technology into it. You've got the silicone escapement. You've got also the diamond seal technology.
Oh, nice.
The patented process where we cover in synthetic diamond the escapement in silicone to make it even more, reliable.
And also on the back, something very special.
Yes, the other element of pioneering technologies is the grinder. So it's a very complex mechanism, yet we managed to have an automatic winding system on it thanks to the grinder, which is a patented UN innovation, which is the most effective automatic winding mechanism in the industry.
And just to underline again, it's really a celebration of two pioneers, and pioneering the watch industry is not an easy thing. It took us actually years. The strategy, the way to follow, it doesn't actually is enough to have innovation or creation. You need a vision. Basically, you need a vision and you need the courage to go for it. Our two brands, we've proven that fine watchmaking can open up and become something new. I hope also gives courage to younger watchmakers and to the rest of the industry.
That it's possible. Because like you said, when you started URWERK, you probably couldn't dream like, let's work with UN one day, because you just started, the path was unknown, right? It's beautiful. I mean, great job, guys. It's really cool. Congrats, huh? Thank you. Good job. Okay. So for the collectors who want to buy one, What's the price point? Is it available? Is it sold out? Because on my channel, we often show watches which people can't buy. Hope this time it's a bit different, you know, that people can actually call and ask to buy a piece.
So first of all, it's sold in priority in the authorized dealer that both have Ulysse Nardin and URWERK.
Yeah.
The retail price is 100,000 Swiss francs, excluding taxes, and it's a limited edition of 100 pieces.
Nice. So guys, if you have some questions, just ask them away. I'm super happy to see this, and again, it gives me hope that, you know, bigger brands and independents, they can collab in the future. We've seen it in the past with MBNF and Bulgari, but it was different. And this is now also super like authentic, and I love it. And congrats! I don't know what to say. It's incredible because I've never seen this coming, and that's what also makes the hobby fun. For you to keep us on our toes, you know.
Happy to hear that.
Of course,
Happy to hear that.
I've seen so many watches. It's good to be surprised as well now and then. Guys, if you have some questions, ask Mathieu or Felix on their Instagram accounts or the brands directly. Check out the links in the description below. Thank you for watching, and also there's more videos coming from the Dubai Watch Week, so stay tuned.